You sit down to work, full of good intentions. 10 minutes later, your phone is in your hand. You blink, and somehow an hour is gone. The tab you actually needed is buried under 6 others. You tell yourself you'll focus after just one more scroll. You don't. By the end of the day, you feel busy, drained, and strangely behind. And a quiet voice inside starts to whisper that maybe you just can't focus like other people can. Here's the truth that voice doesn't know. Your brain is not broken. It was never designed to stare at a screen for 8 straight hours. It was designed to notice everything, all the time. The problem isn't your willpower. The problem is that nobody ever taught you how focus actually works. By the end of this video, you'll understand exactly why your attention keeps slipping and how to build the kind of focus that can hold steady for hours. Let's start with something most people get completely wrong about attention. Focus is not a personality trait. It is a skill, and like any skill, it responds to training. Your brain has a network scientists call the attention system, and it behaves like a muscle. Use it well, and it grows stronger. Neglect it, and it weakens fast. Every time you switch tasks, that muscle gets a tiny scratch. Every notification you check pulls it further out of shape. So if you feel scattered right now, that isn't a character flaw, it is a training problem. And training problems have solutions. Here is the first idea to sit with. Your brain cannot actually multitask. What it does is switch, rapidly, from one thing to another. Each switch costs a small amount of mental fuel and a burst of confusion. Do this all day, and by evening your mind feels like static. You didn't do less. You paid more to do the same work. This is why deep focus feels so rare. Modern life is built to keep you switching. But here's where it gets hopeful. You can train your brain to stop switching so easily. The first tool is something researchers call attention anchoring. Before you start any task, name it out loud in one clear sentence. Say something like, "For the next hour I am writing this report and nothing else." That single sentence tells your brain where to point its spotlight. Without it, your attention drifts to whatever is loudest in the room. With it, you give your brain a target to defend. Try it once, and you'll feel the shift. Now let's talk about the enemy hiding in your pocket. Your phone doesn't just interrupt your focus. It rewires how your focus works. Every buzz, every red dot, every little swipe trains your brain to expect a reward at random moments. That randomness is exactly what makes slot machines addictive. Your brain learns to check, just in case something exciting is waiting. Even when your phone is silent, part of your attention stays parked on it. Studies have found that simply having a phone on your desk lowers your ability to concentrate, even when you don't touch it. So the fix is simple, and a little painful. Put the phone in another room, not face down, not in a drawer. Another room. Distance beats discipline every single time. Here's another mistake almost everyone makes. They try to focus in a workspace full of open loops. 20 tabs, a messy desk, a notebook full of half-finished notes. Your brain treats each unfinished thing as a background task it has to keep tracking. That background tracking eats up the fuel you need for the real work. Before you begin, close every tab that isn't the one you need. Clear your desk down to the essentials. Write your other tasks on paper so your brain knows they are safe to forget for now. You are not being obsessive. You are freeing up mental bandwidth. And bandwidth is what deep focus is made of. Now, here's a question that trips almost everyone up. Can a normal brain actually focus for hours at a time? The honest answer is yes, but not in the way you think. Long focus is not one giant unbroken block of attention. It is a series of deep sprints, stitched together by short, real recoveries. Neuroscientists have found that the brain works best in cycles of intense focus, followed by rest. Push too long without a break and your attention collapses. Break too often and you never enter the deep state at all. The sweet spot for most people is around 50 to 90 minutes of focused work, followed by 10 to 15 minutes of real rest. Not scrolling, not more screens, real rest. That is the rhythm your brain was actually built for. Let's talk about that deep state, because it is the whole point. Scientists sometimes call it flow, but you don't need a fancy label to feel it. It is that moment when the world quiets, your work pulls you in, and time seems to bend. Flow doesn't arrive from nowhere. It has a specific on-ramp. First, the task has to be clear. Vague goals kill focus before it starts. Second, the challenge has to match your skill. Too easy and you drift. Too hard and you panic. Third, you need uninterrupted time. Flow takes about 15 to 20 minutes to build. Every interruption sends you back to the start. So if you keep checking your phone every 10 minutes, you are literally never letting flow happen. You are stuck in the shallow water, wondering why you never reach the deep. Here is a small shift that changes everything. Stop trying to focus. Start designing for focus. Willpower is a finite resource. It runs out fast. Environment is a renewable one. Set it up once and it works for you all day. A clean desk, a quiet room, a phone in another space, one clear task in front of you. That setup will outfocus your best intentions every single time. Bodhi's rule is simple. Make focus the easy choice and distraction the hard one. Now let's talk about something almost no one connects to focus. Your body. Your brain is an organ, and it runs on the same fuel your body does. Sleep less than 7 hours, and your attention drops as if you had been drinking. Skip water, and your concentration fades within an hour. Eat a heavy meal of sugar and refined carbs, and your energy crashes into a fog. You cannot out-technique a dehydrated, exhausted, sugar-spiked brain. Before you blame yourself for lack of focus, ask if you actually gave your brain what it needs. Water, sleep, real food, movement. These are not lifestyle tips. They are the foundation your focus is built on. Now here is a common trap. People try to force focus through sheer effort. Teeth clenched, muscles tight, glaring at the screen. That is not focus. That is stress. Stress narrows your attention, but it also drains you fast. It burns your fuel in minutes. Real focus feels calmer than that. Alert, but relaxed. Sharp, but soft. You can train this state with something surprisingly simple. Before you start work, take 3 slow breaths. Not shallow chest breaths. Deep belly breaths. Each one signals to your nervous system that you are safe, and it can settle. A settled nervous system is a focused nervous system. 60 seconds of this can change the entire tone of the next hour of work. Here's a technique power users swear by. It is sometimes called single tasking, and it is the opposite of everything modern life teaches you. The rule is simple: one screen, one task, one tab, one document. Nothing in the background. No music with lyrics. No group chats blinking. Feels boring at first. Feels almost uncomfortable. That discomfort is the sound of your brain remembering how to concentrate. Push through it for 20 minutes and something remarkable happens. The static clears. The work starts to move. You feel that quiet click of getting in. That is the sound of your attention system waking up. Now let's talk about a mistake that traps even smart, motivated people. They save the important work for after they finish the small stuff. Emails first, messages next, little errands after that, and then, finally, the real project. But by the time you get to the real work, your best focus fuel is gone. Your brain has a limited window of peak attention each day, usually early in the morning. Spend it on small tasks and you'll never touch your deep work when it matters. Here is the fix. Protect the first 90 minutes of your day for the hardest, most important thing. Everything else can wait. Everything else always waits anyway. This one habit alone can double what you get done. Now let's clear up something people get very wrong about breaks. A break is not a smaller version of work. Switching from your document to social media is not a break. It is more stimulation. Your brain doesn't recover from stimulation with more stimulation. It recovers with less. A real break looks like this. Stand up, walk, look out a window at something far away. Stretch, drink water, let your mind wander with no input. Boredom, in small doses, is not a problem. It is fuel. Your brain uses those quiet moments to file information and reset attention. So the next time you feel restless mid-task, don't reach for a screen, reach for stillness. You will come back sharper than any dopamine hit could make you. Here is a subtle thing that quietly wrecks focus for millions of people. Background noise. Not silence, not steady sound, random unpredictable noise. A television in another room, conversations you keep almost catching, notifications from other devices. Your brain is wired to check every strange sound to see if it matters. Each check costs a tiny piece of your attention. Add up hundreds of those and you have a day where you focused on nothing. The fix is either real quiet or a steady, unchanging sound. Some people use soft instrumental music, others use white or brown noise. Whatever you choose, it should fade into the background, not pull your attention around. Your ears should relax. Then your mind can too. Now let's talk about the deepest lever of focus. And it isn't a technique. It is caring. The truth is your brain focuses easily on what matters to you. If a task feels meaningless, no timer or app in the world will hold your attention on it. So, before you fight yourself for hours, ask a simple question. Why does this task matter, and to whom? Connect it to a bigger goal, a person you love, a version of you that you're becoming. That connection is not a soft, motivational trick. It is fuel for your attention system. Meaning is one of the strongest anchors your brain has. Give your work meaning and half the focus problem solves itself. Here is a mindset shift that changes everything long-term. Stop chasing focus like a mood and start building it like a practice. Some days will feel sharp. Some days will feel foggy. That is normal. The goal is not to feel focused. The goal is to show up and train the skill anyway. Every time you sit down, name the task, close the tabs, silence the phone, and do one thing. You are training. Every time you notice your mind drift and gently return it, you are training. That gentle return is not the failure, it is the rep. Focus is built rep by rep, day by day. And here is the quiet reward, it compounds. The more you train it, the easier it gets, and the longer you can hold it. What felt like 20 impossible minutes becomes an hour, then 2, then a whole morning that seemed to pass in a blink. Let's put it all together into something you can actually do tomorrow. Pick one task that matters most. Move your phone to another room. Close every tab that isn't the one you need. Clear the space around you down to the basics. Take 3 slow breaths. Name your task out loud in one sentence. Set a timer for 50 minutes and begin. When the timer ends, stand up, walk, and rest for 10. No screens. Then run it again. That's it. That is the entire method. It is not glamorous. It is not viral. But it works, and it keeps working. Because it is aligned with how your brain was actually built. If any of this hit close to home, if you've been blaming yourself for something that was really just an untrained skill, you're not alone. Most people were never shown how attention actually works. You are learning it now, and that already puts you ahead. Take one idea from this video and try it tomorrow. Just one. That is how real change starts. Not with a giant overhaul, but with a single quiet decision to work with your brain instead of against it. If videos like this help you think more clearly, subscribe to the channel so the next one finds you. Give this a like if a moment in it hit home. It genuinely helps more people find it. And when you're ready to go deeper, watch the next video on how memory actually works, because focus and memory are 2 sides of the same coin. I'm Bodhi. Keep learning, keep training that beautiful brain of yours, and I'll see you in the next one.